Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio? Maybe we do. Yes, we do. Okay, great. Thank you. This is Welcome to My World, the afternoon 2:30 edition for November the 19th. This is a Thursday. So we'll take a few minutes here to kind of see where we are with the day. We we've had the indices have not really taken a huge big trend since real early this morning. And while they all tend to trade together, today the TF has been the weakest of the four. Crude oil has spent the entire day in what I call the Christmas light mode. It's red and green and red and green and red and green and not really doing a heck of a lot. When it gets like this and you have practiced with this and have a little skill in doing it, you can use the six tick to scalp with this. But you need to be very observant and practice with that. I don't recommend you jump right in and try to do that live. This morning, the very best trade was the one we talked about in the early morning. And even if you weren't up at the crack of dawn, there were still good entries to have a very nice trade on this move. Uh, Down from the mid ice line through settlement onto the red ice line, down to a magnet and a deviation, and and the low of yesterday was this dotted line right down here. So it bottomed out just about the same place it did yesterday. And as I have mentioned before, this is simply my take on this whole thing. I do not like this deviation uh, indicator right here. I like it when it makes these really nice, smooth mountains. I don't like this kind of chopped stuff. But one of the things that I really like this new IZSS chart for, I mean, this is significantly telling you stay out of this. Don't fight this. This is kind of like the bus having one of those big flashing, the police Mickey Mouse ears on it, telling you caution, 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 do not get in here. So I really do like this. And if you weren't here this morning, I'll remind everybody again, um, this 10-minute chart can be very helpful because right here, this was about 740 on the 10-minute chart. And keep in mind the 12 tick is not time related. 12 tick chart has nothing to do whatsoever with time. But right here, just about the same time, about 7:30. Within a few minutes, this red MVP showed up, which is basically at the same time, and that is a very significant signal to take a short. Um, the first time there is a video training on this somewhere in the forum, but the first time I saw that, that was truly an aha moment for me because it really gave me a lot of confidence to take trades where otherwise I was a little bit concerned because I was waiting for an E specifically, to take an E entry. So some of these little things, this all works together. It's a matter of checking out those videos and jot down some notes. And sometimes you have to watch them 2 or 3 times. If you don't have time to sit there for the whole duration, a lot of them have now been shortened into little 5 and 10 minute segments because it's really hard to get something to sink into your mind when you're trying to do that and the dog's barking and the UPS guy is at your door and the phone's ringing. So try to just pick out some little nuggets out of those and you will be amazed at how helpful they are. So right now we also have the VIX is backing off a little bit. It's right at 17. We'll see if it goes any lower. And the market seems like they're just in a little bit of a holding pattern. So I wanted to take a minute to point something out to all of us. We all need to be reminded of this once in a while. We've kind of got the whole world is in a bit of a turmoil right now. And of course, this is nothing new, but at times it gets a little more significant, like it did last weekend. Coupling that with the time of year we have now, we're in the middle of November into December, and I believe I've mentioned this to you before. There is a tremendous amount of money moving in these markets because there is a lot of money that needs to get repositioned before the end of the year. There are many reasons for a lot of this stuff. So while all this money is being repositioned over the next few weeks, and then we have a global turmoil, which, as we found out, you just never know when something might happen. I would suggest that you go to there are a number of sites. The CME website is probably the best. I find it very difficult to use. The NYSE, the NASDAQ, any of the exchanges will have a blurb in there somewhere. But you need to check on this for the markets you trade, and it's called, what you're looking for is what's called the market circuit breaker. And these are the rules, and they change them. The SEC, which I don't want to alarm anybody, is a government agency, and the government can do whatever it wants to anytime it wants to, it seems. But they change these, and they list out for the markets that you are trading. You need to be familiar and have a little note in your notebook or someplace handy of what it will take for that market to shut down. Usually, the last time I checked, it was about 7%. It used to be a little bit less, and now I think it's 7%, and that's called level 1. And they will shut it down for a certain period of time. It used to be 15 minutes. A long time ago, I think it was 5 minutes, and then open it up again. And then if it goes down to the next level that is absolutely designated by the SEC, they will shut it down again. And if it happens the third time, they'll shut that market down for the entire day. And it will not reopen until the next session. So the purpose of that is to keep a panic from ensuing. And, the market's not going to go to zero. That's ridiculous. But these are safety points that are put into the market system. So it's allowed to move a lot, but too much movement that sends it into the edge of a panic. If you're in a trade with something like that happens, this this is not going to work out well for you. So the best thing is to understand ahead of time what those regulations are. They're different for different commodities and different for uh, different stocks and for this and that and the next thing. And it's not necessary that you have a 25-page booklet to refer to when all you trade, say, is the NQ and uh, 10-year notes or whatever, one of the currencies, whatever it is. But for the markets that you are trading, I really would urge you to take some time, look that up, zero in on the markets that interest you, and know where those levers are and what will cause that to happen, so that you know what to expect. You can handle what's expected. What you can't handle is what you don't see coming. So, um, I think that's about it. Let's see. Tomorrow morning might be kind of interesting. 3 o'clock New York time. President Draghi of the European, he's the Europeans' answer to Janet Yellen, and I'm kind of think he probably knows about as much as she does too. But he will be speaking, and then the German Buba president is going to speak at 5:15 in Europe. So if you are trading anything to do with the pound sterling or with the FDAX tomorrow morning, you might want to pay very close attention to that. At 8:30, for a change, the U.S. doesn't seem to have any news of significance coming out, but Canada does. So if you're a crude oil trader, you might want to avoid putting on a trade right at 1 or 2 minutes before 8:30, before that news hits. Let it hit and settle down, and then see what you want to do. So I will be around for a little bit. If anybody has any questions or anything you'd like me to go over, I can address that in the chat. And Daryl makes a very good point in here that we do want to keep the chat room in here specific to trading, and anything else we'd like for that to remain out. I know at times we've had different people get in here, and you get into all kinds of technical and indicator settings and all this kind of stuff. This needs to be taken to the either request a ticket with the help desk or check the forum, because the information is all in the forum. It's, of course, you just have to go there and get it. But we do want to keep this to trading and trading only. That's the value of it. So, having said that, I hope everybody is having a wonderful day, and I will see you all tomorrow. This has been my view from my world in Apex land, brought to you by Apex Investing. I'll see you in the morning.